All right, everybody. It's your boy Spankdog, aka Puffinstein, at YouTube. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. I'm Puffinstein 514 at Twitch and Robert Lopez on Facebook. And let's get into it. At you see your boy K Cunningham. He's destroying the league right now. Big shout out to K Cunningham. Um, We're gonna talk about Michael Strahan getting harassed. Yeah. The crazy thing is when you speculate, you don't know if you're right or not. That's why it's called speculation. Circumstances sometimes can help you, you know, I wouldn't say lean towards what you think, but it would say the chances are greater that you're right, but still at the same time you could be wrong. So what happened was that Michael Strahan was on a military naval boat, and they raised their arms and their hands to put over their hearts for the national anthem. Michael Strahan, see this guy, I don't even know this guy's name, and it's because I'm not into politics heavy. But to be honest with you, I don't like to name call people and nothing like that. But what the guy did was super lame. He didn't know what really happened, and he started going off on a tirade about Michael Strahan disrespecting, and that wasn't the case. So we're gonna take a look in a second at what exactly happened. And just for guys like this, these are the guys you gotta be careful with because the way he carries himself, the way he gets all riled up over his own speculation and buys into his own fantasy about Michael Strahan doing it for a negative reason. And in all actuality, when Michael Strahan finally got the chance to speak after they had came at him crazy already, he lets everybody know that when he went to the naval boat and they started singing the national anthem, he said he was distracted, and by the time he realized they were already singing the national anthem, he goes on TV with I believe his name is Art Howe, Gordie Howe. I forget the name of the football analyst, but they're there too. Terry Bradshaw. So he's up there with Terry Bradshaw and the other guys, and he said next thing he knew, he didn't have his hand over his heart and they had already started singing the national anthem. He said, "What do I do? Do I throw my hand on my heart?" And obviously, you could tell that I messed up, or should I just stay respectfully with my hands, folded you know, just stay there with my hands folded. And turns out that it had nothing to do with making a political stance. It had nothing to do with like forget the football player that everybody got mad at because he took a knee during the national anthem. But it wasn't that. It was him just literally getting caught off guard because he didn't pay attention for a second, and the next thing you know, he thought keeping his hands down would have been the right move. And this guy made a whole tirade over his own speculation, and it was a fantasy. Because it is a fantasy, because a man like that prays for a black man to do something negative so he could be right about his stereotypes. You get what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into the video right now. You know, the guy should be ashamed of himself. You're gonna see right now what Michael Strahan says. His name is Todd Starnes, and he's from a station called Newsmax, I think. But let's share the screen. We're gonna talk about the Tyson fight too. Oh man, I lost track of it. Give me 1 second. My apologies. I thought I had it set up, but I didn't. But I will have it set up in a split second. Mike Tyson. Yeah. All right, there it goes. All right. So turns out that Michael Strahan comes from a military family and that he's out with them, so he loves his military family. It's not like he was not cool with them anymore. He loves them. He's proud that they're from the military. And this guy literally speculated and was wrong. So let me share it. Now I got the channel up. Let me hit present. It says MAGA freak picks a fight with NFL legend. All right, people, here goes nothing.
Come to my house. Come to my house.
Oh, and another thing, Michael Strahan, when the reporters are there waiting for him over this, what this idiot did, he is met at his house with a bunch of reporters, and he said he messes up. He shouldn't have got at the reporter like that. And he even says it though. He says, I wasn't proud of my behavior today, but he got caught off guard. He had a curveball thrown at him that shouldn't have even have been thrown at him. You know what I'm saying? This guy set him up to be blindsided.
Result of the right creating a controversy out of thin air and targeting a prominent member of the media along with an NFL Hall of Fame. That is, of course, New York Giant.
Don't come to my house. Don't come to my house. Come to my house.
This is the result of the creating controversy out of thin air and targeting a prominent member of the media along with an NFL Hall of Famer. That is, of course, New York Giant great Michael Strahan. The origin of the story.
Well, Art, to that point, I have to imagine the concern would be an October 7th style attack, not necessarily in large American cities, but in some of the.
This guy is a trip. Like, he is so full of it, in my opinion. I try not to hate anybody, but this guy in the middle right here, he's something else. He's one of those people that you got to remember to be, not to lose your cool around.
These smaller communities that may not have those reasons.
Far-right Newsmax host Todd Starnes, who fearmongers of migrants.
What's happening at our border? And I do believe that we have been invaded. That we have been invaded.
Oh God, he loves fear tactics. Well, I was gonna say I would rather talk about my homeboy Kate Cunningham, but I gotta talk about this guy because people like him gotta be blown up,
By a rampaging horde of illegal aliens. This has been a slow-moving invasion. But when you go back in time and when you look at what an invasion is, whether it's the Nazis invading France, and
I can imagine him in high school. He was probably such a lame. Like I said, I'm better than this. I shouldn't even be calling anybody out their name. I practiced a long time for people like him to make me forget my training, but we're going to keep it official. I'm not going to call him out his name. Let's keep watching. See, one thing he forgets, people are smart. So I don't really got to say nothing. People see.
In Western Europe, I mean, whether the Muslims were invading a country back in the early years, it was an invasion.
He made a similarity between undocumented immigrants and Nazis.
Folks, we've got a responsibility to stand up to the Orwellian tactics of the leftist and defend liberty. Otherwise, the culture jihadist will conquer the nation. As for Congresswoman Omar and other immigrants who find that America, just doesn't meet their standards of living, Might I suggest this? How about a one-way plane ticket back to whatever third world hellhole you came from?
Spewed this hatred of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.
We've been telling you about Drag Queen Story Hours for quite some time now. This is an effort to indoctrinate little children. We're talking kids as young as 2 years old. And quite frankly, your local public library has been turned into a drag queen nightclub. And we know, because we have reported on this, that the intent of these drag queen story hours is to groom the next generation.
He also fear-mongered about this, yet does not do any analysis on the abuse in, for example, the Catholic Church. But hey.
Exactly. The guy from the Young Turks just nailed him. You know, he blew him up. I didn't have to say anything. At first I was about to be like, I was going to say something, but then out of nowhere came the voice of reason. That's why I love the Young Turks.
Hey, that's neither here nor there. So Starnes decided to pick a fight with Strahan simply because the former defensive end did not do as Starnes mandated. Have his hand over.
I told you guys the whole story before it started. This is exactly what I was talking about Michael Strahan being on the naval boat and him not thinking to put his hand on his chest and then realizing and then just saying, maybe me just leaving my hands folded is better. He tells the story himself.
Over his heart during the national anthem. He claimed it was disrespectful because Strahan was surrounded by members of the armed forces who willingly sat.
These are the guys that I had a hard time naming. And this, I believe, is Terry Bradshaw. And that's Gronkowski. That's Rob Gronkowski.
Sacrifice their lives to protect his freedom. So his behavior is not just repugnant, it's downright cowardly, Starnes wrote on Twitter.
Everybody, it's Michael here, and I want to address what happened this past weekend.
Michael Strahan.
I feel like I need to address it because it spilled over to the point where I get out of my car today and I'm ambushed by a media outlet here at my house, which I'm not proud of the way I handled that whole situation, but I think anybody out there can understand the things you're going to do. You're going to protect your family, right? And you're going to protect your home.
Let's pause here. Starnes' whole argument is this. The NFL on Fox pregame crew was at the U.S. Navy base in San Diego, California on Sunday in honor of Veterans Day weekend. Kurt Menefee, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Jimmy Johnson, Gronk, Rob Gronkowski, Jay Glazer, and Michael Strahan were all aboard a U.S. naval ship at the base in San Diego for most of the pregame show. Of course, you will not be surprised to learn that Starnes is a Trump loyalist. He will do anything to stay in the good graces of MAGA world. He was actually, some would say, let go. His contract was not renewed by Fox News after that statement that he made about Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. But he is essentially saying, you must stand at attention with your hand over your heart because you are being disrespectful. Which reminds me.
You have to stand proudly for the national anthem.
That's hilarious. Okay, the guy from the Young Turks, first of all, that guy right there, he's the man. He covers sports for the Young Turks. Some people wouldn't have known just because he's covering the Strahan story because it's barely about sports. But yeah, he covers the sports for the Young Turks, in case you didn't know. Big shout out to the Young Turks. And he points out the fact that they were mad at Strahan because he didn't put his hand over his heart during the national anthem, right? Then you just heard President Trump say, when you hear the national anthem, you have to stand at attention. Watch what President Trump does. And this is the guy that man, Todd Starnes worships. And Todd Starnes worships this man. And he just got mad at Strahan for not putting his hand over his heart during the national anthem. Watch what Trump does during the national anthem. He mocks it. This. His hand over his heart? What does Todd Starnes have to say about that? I even Todd Starnes saying that Trump tried to start an uprising.
You're disrespecting our flag and you're disrespecting our country.
No comment from Starnes on that one.
Everyone
Look at the hypocrisy we face. That is literally the people getting mad over something and then them doing the same thing they got mad over. This is the world we live in. While people with common sense know if they got mad over something that they shouldn't do it.
He's protesting. He's making a statement, which is so far from the truth. I have nothing to protest. I have no statement to be made. The only statement that should be made and that I want to make is I love the military. I've always loved the military and I will always love the military.
Remember, I told you he got a military family and that he's a proud military person, or that he's proud that his family was in the military.
I do so many programs to help veterans and soldiers.
Strahan, meanwhile, would write
this
on
guy's speculation, him believing his own conjured up thought in his head about why Strahan didn't put his hand over his heart. Then what's even worse is the man that he idolizes, the man that probably he feels would want him to go on a tirade like that. They just showed him mocking the national anthem by doing like a conductor while it's playing.
Instagram. Thank you to all veterans and active service members who courageously risk their lives to protect us every day. Your selfless service is beyond measure. This is my hero. It is also my father, Major Gene W. Strahan Sr. He served for 20.
Stick your foot in your mouth much, fool? No, but I don't want to name call people. I take that back. But still, like, I mean, listen, a person who speculates and believes their own speculation, I mean, it is foolish.
23 years in the Army and was a proud member of the 82nd Airborne Division. Just as I honor my father, I keep all of you in my thoughts each and every day, as we would not have the safety and freedoms we cherish without you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to send a shout out to the military. I have a family member. I'm not even going to say which family member because I don't know if they want people to know they're in the military, but big shout out to one of my close family members that's in the military, and I'm proud of him. I'm very proud of him. People like, sometimes when things are systematic, people don't trust it. You get what I'm saying? But whether you trust our politicians and our government or not, you got to understand that the military is there to take the worst of the worst if it comes our way. So big shout out to the military.
Yeah. The accompanying photo was of his father, Gene W. Strahan Sr.
My brother, my sister, my cousins, they all served in the military. I'm a military brat. And so the fact of somebody saying that, I'm unpatriotic couldn't be any further from the truth.
This had a direct effect on Strahan's life. He grew up in Germany on an army base where his dad was stationed. Later in life, he would work with countless charities, including a military nonprofit called Merging Vets and Players, which takes retired veteran military members and connects them with retired athletes to help with their transitions.
All right. This is the same guy that he got on. I mean, he took this man's life and threw it into a tailspin just because he wanted to believe his own speculation. When on the contrary, look at what, not only does he have military family, he's set up a program for vets and athletes to get together. And I don't know the exact outline of what they're doing, but it's to help veterans. Like before, I got out of character just like Strahan when he got to his house and there's a bunch of reporters there and he pushed the reporter's camera. Well, when somebody gets you angry because they don't make sense or they seem bullyish, I don't usually call people out their name. It's something that I'm aware of, and yet I still called that man a fool. And I apologize for even and it's not about YouTube's guidelines. This is me just saying I don't like to name, like, use names, call people names to get my point across. So like as far as like me like calling him out his name, that's out of character, but that's how mad you get when you see that they got a guy like Michael Strahan, who's probably a really good dude and down to earth, unlike some people. And they and you know what's crazy? You see me just say that, you know, I shouldn't have said fool. You think that that man what's this guy's name? Todd Starnes, you think he would humble himself like that? I doubt that very much.
I'm just sitting there in amazement, in which I'm always amazed because I don't take it for granted no matter where we go around the world, from Afghanistan to all the military here in the country. And by the time I looked up from that moment, all my five guys had their hands over their hearts, the national anthem playing. I somewhat panicked, and I'm like, do I be the fool that puts his hand over his heart after? Or do I just stand here with my hand in front of me respectfully? Which that's what I did. That's what happened. And if that offended any of our military and veterans, I apologize to you, because that was never my intent.
You didn't offend them. That was just that guy wanting to say, look at me.
Co-host Jay Glazer would tweet in support. Let me tell you this. I don't know.
That's called trolling for clout.
If I have a friend who is more proud of his military roots than Michael, growing up on an army base, constantly talking about what he learned from his dad, Major Gene Strahan, and how his time there shaped him. I heard it constantly, still do. Glazer would go on. But also,
he's saying he talked about it so much that he was making them sick of it.
With no fanfare, I personally saw him donate thousands of dollars of clothes to veterans, including many homeless veterans, as well as clothes for veterans to go on job interviews. Lastly, from Glazer, I know these days people want to be angry fast, but maybe first, how is this for a novel idea? Ask him if he's pro.
These are people coming out the woodworks that are actually I didn't pay attention, but up and coming, this might be the Green Beret. But if it's not up and coming, a Green Beret speaks on Michael Strahan's behalf. And he says that the guy, I still forget his name because it's not that deep. Todd Starnes, you know, because he knows Todd Starnes did something, in my opinion, malicious.
Protesting something. When you protest, you want people to know, don't you? He was not just caught up in how beautiful the whole moment was during the anthem and did not think about it. Ask the dude before forming an angry mob, but also maybe find out all he's done for our veterans over the years.
The gesture itself,
he's
standing there with his hands crossed.
The guy from the Young Turks killed
was during the anthem and did.
Oh, no, matter of fact, he's reading from the thing asked to do before forming an angry mob. Yeah, how about you find out exactly what's right before you go and get the mob, the angry mob?
Did not think about it. Ask the dude before forming an angry mob, but also maybe find out all he's done for our veterans over the years.
The gesture itself, he's standing there with his hands crossed, not disrespectfully in any way.
This is the Green Beret that I was telling you guys about.
So I don't really understand, like, what if we're expecting everybody to, you know, fall in line and do the exact same thing, and if they're not, you know, standing at the position of attention with their hand on their heart, like they're in the military, or saluting like we do, or whatever that is, then they're being disrespectful, or they hate the military or something. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand that. It feels like people are just reaching and they're just picking at something.
Former Green Beret Nate Boyer came to Strahan's defense as well, calling out Starnes and the like. The point that is being missed over and over is this. Major Strahan's service to his country helped preserve our right, your right, my right, Michael Strahan's right to observe the playing of the national anthem in whatever manner we see fit, wrote Steve Buckley for The Athletic. I think what this boils down to is the right wanting everyone to fall in line with nationalism when we shouldn't. It is our rights that they want to take away. And if Starnes is going to get upset about Michael Strahan paying attention.
You see, I don't like, even though like this is what it's become, and I definitely favor the left as far as their viewpoints, but it's not like there's a person that they would call on the right. There wouldn't be anything they would say that I wouldn't say that makes sense. So to me, left and right, it shouldn't be a thing. And to me, it's really not a thing. It's only become a thing because when I watch the news, I hear these terms. But in all actuality, the people on the right and the people on the left, they're both humans. So I wouldn't, and then that's not another thing. If the right has 1,000,000 people, 1,000,000 people ain't gonna agree. And there's gonna be some people that think the right have points, but then they hear the left and they think the left have points too. So the grouping and the labeling and the separatism, I'm not fond of it. But still, that doesn't mean what he's saying isn't true. Other than the whole left and right thing, he's on point in my opinion.
Standing at attention, being silent, respecting the anthem, facing the flag, doing everything that is right and holy in their world, except for having his hand over his heart. I just have to say, where were you when your leader did not do the same?
Yeah,
where were you when there are countless sports fans, countless, as I've said before, taking a dump during the national anthem, buying beer during the national anthem. Jerry Jones saying, hey, if you're on this team, when the anthem plays, you toe the line. Yet when the national anthem played, he was seen with his hat on. That's interesting, isn't it? Where were y'all? So this is my big problem with Elon's platform and why I have contemplated leaving for so long. It's because there are drummed up controversies and stuff that will go viral that shouldn't. They have, and this is the scandal that is not talked about, they have tweaked the algorithm to favor MAGA. The reason why Trump...
Wow. I didn't think he was going to say that. This is the very end of the video. And he just came out and said that, if I heard him correctly, I believe he just said that Elon Musk has tweaked the algorithm in Twitter, he believes, to favor MAGA. Now, if you take a platform as big as Twitter and you tweak the algorithm to favor the left or the right, the Democrats or the Republicans, that party will have a better chance of winning because Twitter influences the vote heavily. I didn't think he was going to say that. That's crazy. You know, let's rewind it too so I can make sure that I'm on point. It's at 10:16. We're going to bring it back right around here and let me know if I'm crazy or not.
Hat on. That's interesting, isn't it? Where were y'all? So this is my big problem with Elon's platform and why I've contemplated leaving for so long. It's because there are drummed up controversies and stuff that will go viral that shouldn't. They have, and this is the scandal that is not talked about.
Scandal that's not talked about.
They have tweaked the algorithm to favor MAGA. The reason why Trump is...
I'm not saying that I know if he's right or not, but I was wondering if that's what he said. That's what he said.
Kind of hinting towards not instituting a TikTok ban is because the algorithm also swung in their favor. It is about control at the end of the day. And that is the message that they continue.
Big shout out to Rick Strong. I didn't really know his name until now, even though I watched the Young Turks a lot. But yeah, big shout out to Rick Strong and the Young Turks Sports and the rest of the Young Turks. You already know how we do. All right, so we're gonna oh, what's up, Barbara? How you doing? Hope all is well with you and your oh yes. That's why I play basketball, fan. Let me find out you nice at basketball, Barbara. Good to know that you here too. I didn't know. I just checked. Sometimes when I do the sharing, I watch the other tab, and I check the other tab to see if anybody writes something. How you been? How's your family? God bless. Matter of fact, I don't even gotta do that. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, this time I'll do it. Come on, what's going on? Let's go. All right, there we go. All right, so yeah, we got to take a look at the Tyson thing real quick because a lot of people they were getting on Tyson about the fight, and I didn't feel like that. I know he's too old to be fighting. He shouldn't be fighting, but I still feel like he's just the man. Like when you see Tyson out there, it's a good thing. And even though Jake Paul, he might have even have took it easy on him. I don't know, but yeah, because I've seen Jake Paul level people. But like I said, I don't know if he gave him a break. But Mike Tyson, just to see a 58-year-old man out there, that's insane. But he shouldn't fight no more. It's a wrap. That's it. You should make this your last fight. But I didn't really find nothing wrong with it. Like when I show you the video that I'm gonna show you, you're gonna see that people were like, "Oh man, this ain't good for the sport." It's like it ain't that serious, bro. Mike Tyson is the man. Who cares if he went out there at 58 and put on a little performance? He still was fighting a little bit. People acting like he wasn't fighting at all, at all. It was not exactly entertaining, but just because it's Mike, you know what I'm saying? What I was gonna say, but I'm gonna let y'all guys decide for yourselves. I was gonna say we getting ready to cook. Oh, all right, your birthday's in a couple of days. Happy early birthday. Sometimes me and you don't talk for a couple of days sometimes. Yeah, happy early birthday. Yeah, I think to be honest with you, I think Jake Paul. What's his name? Jake Paul. Yeah, Jake Paul. I think he took it easy on him. To be honest with you, a little something. You know what I mean? But like I said, regardless, I have fun watching it, even though it's just interesting. I don't know what it is. You know what it is, and some people will agree with me. Um, Tyson is just an enigma. He's interesting to watch, even if he's older. You know what I'm saying? But just to be fair, yeah, I think this should be his last fight. You know what I'm saying? You definitely could tell he didn't have what it takes. His body's telling him no, and his mind is telling him yes. So I'm gonna share this real quick. Before I get out of here, we definitely gotta check. That's another thing too, man. People are acting like he don't gotta earn money. Let me tell you something. If I'm Mike Tyson, right, and they say, "Yo, we're gonna give you $500,000 to fight, or $1 million to fight, and it's gonna be an exhibition, and we're gonna make sure that it's not nothing where you could get hurt. We just want to bring out people, make some money, make an event." Mike Tyson got to make money, man. You ain't paying his bills, and he's got accustomed to a certain lifestyle after all them years, you know. And just because the guy is 58, don't forget what he used to do when he was younger. But like I said, this definitely should be his last fight. That I agree with. But let's watch the video though. Y'all guys are gonna get a kick out of this.
I'm hurt, man. Last night watching that Mike Tyson.
That's Bill Bellamy. For those of you who don't know who that is, that's Bill Bellamy. He's a comedian.
Fight took something out of me, man. It was hard to see my hero, man, just didn't have it, man. This shit hurt, bro. The knee brace, and I don't know why he was eating his glove like they just kept biting the glove like it was an oatmeal pie.
Like it was an oatmeal
I don't know why
pie.
Mike kept biting that glove, and then he just looked like he wanted to go to bed.
It looked like he wanted to go to bed. He's being funny. He's being silly.
He was tired.
He's serious.
I could tell. I could feel it. And now he got Jake Paul say he beat Mike Tyson. Man, the coach will never recover from this, man. Pray for us.
He's not as serious as some of the other folks.
Yo, what's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor. And you tuned in to Forgotten Kings TV.
Everyone is still reacting to Mike Tyson losing versus Jake Paul last night. Again, for those who may not know, Jake Paul won unanimous decision. Okay, after 8 rounds, everyone is pretty much upset that Mike Tyson.
They called it a snoozer. Yeah, it was boring. In terms of yeah, he looks fit. Yeah, like Barbara writes, his body looked great. Yeah, he looked fit, definitely. Let me tell you something. I seen him training for the fight, and he looked nothing like the fight. In training, he was hitting the pads, boom, 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 bap, 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 bap. And in the fight, he wasn't even throwing a punch. That goes to show you when they say that the punching bag don't hit back. Man, they're not lying. He looked different in training. I thought he was I was waiting for him to go to town. Boom. Nothing. Yeah, it was a snoozer.
Then didn't have at least one good round, right? The people wanted just at least one round where Mike Tyson would beat the hell out of Jake Paul. But instead, we got him just, standing in the middle of the ring.
It's true.
Okay. And to be fair, Jake Paul, he didn't really, do too much in the ring either. He just kept his distance, threw some punches, and the people got what they got. Jake Paul won unanimous decision. All right. But today we got several reactions, right? One person that reacted via Twitter, Shannon Sharp, he posted a post that reads, the mind might be willing, but Tyson's body just isn't able. It's sad.
Yes, that's what I felt like, because I'm telling you, listen, on Snapchat, right? Tyson takes his Snapchat a little serious. Like, most likely he got somebody running it for him. So, but I'll still be checking the channel, and they were posting footage of him hitting the pads and the back, and it looked like he was gonna come out and look like a young man. And he came out and he looked just like an old man.
Watching this. All right. Now, boxer Terrence Crawford, he reacted saying, I love Mike Tyson, but they're giving him too much credit. He looked like trash. To train that long and only throw 97 punches this whole fight is crazy. I'm just glad he didn't get hurt out there. Magic.
Yeah. Let's see what Magic wrote. I'm going to cut it off after that.
Johnson, he also reacted saying, just sad, shaking my head. I cut it off because I couldn't watch anymore. It's sad to see Mike Tyson like this because I went to every Tyson fight. But this fight tonight was not great for boxing.
I don't think it hurt boxing. I think it hurt the fact that they shouldn't let 60-year-old men put on for the sport anymore. Mike Tyson is different. They wouldn't let nobody do what they're doing right now. I told you, he's an enigma. That's not a regular guy out there. He drew so many people because he's Mike Tyson. That's it, period. The name is one of the biggest names. You got guys out there like Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard. They fought wars. They're considered the best pugilists ever. And even them, I couldn't imagine them getting away with fighting at 58, an exhibition on Netflix at that. And how much? Watch, I'm real quick before
Javante Tank Davis also reacted.
Let me stop sharing this real quick. I'm gonna Google right now how much Mike Tyson made off of the fight real quick. And then you'll understand why it don't matter. Money talks and bullcrap walks. All right, hold on 1 second. How much money did Mike Tyson make off of the Paul Logan fight? $20 million. That's all you need to know. $20 million Mike Tyson made. You think he gives a shit if y'all, if not you guys, but you know what I'm saying? Like those people talk crap. Oh, yo, what up, C4? How you doing? God bless. What I was gonna say, yeah, 20 million, Barbara, is crazy. That's crazy. Shout out to C4. That's the first time. He said hello, Spankdog. What's up, baby? Good to meet you. I don't know if you've been in here before. It's the first time I seen you, I think. But everybody's welcome. This is the chill spot. It's the chill spot. You say what you gotta say. You say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? We respect people's opinions in this room. $20 million, bro. Yeah, hell yeah. You're more than welcome to be here, C4. This is a safe spot. This is like base. Remember when we used to play tag when we was young? Well, this is base. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, $20 million. What else needs to be said? $20 million for $20 million. Anybody gonna say yeah? Yo, and it was an exhibition fight too. They weren't gonna try to kill each other. I'm pretty sure they spoke beforehand about what level of intensity it was gonna be, at least on Paul Logan's part, because Jake, what's his name? Jake Paul. I called him Paul Logan. That's the guy from Crocodile Dundee. I just called him Jake Paul. He got 60 million. Wow, I didn't even look that up. That's crazy. Yeah, it's about that money, man. It's about that money. Nothing could stop it. Put it like this: if Jake Paul got 60 million and Mike Tyson got 20 million, that means the fight generated at least $500 million. All right, put it like this: if they gave 80 million to the fighters, let's say it raked in 200 million or 300 million. That's still 120 million profit for whoever put it together. You can't stop the almighty buck. It don't matter. See, like, but I don't want to see him fight no more. I don't care if the next fight rakes in $7 billion. No more Mike Tyson fights. It's like Friday the 13th, part 37. Like, enough is enough already. You know what I'm saying? Yo, people, I'm gonna let y'all go. I came in here. I definitely want to talk about Michael Strahan and that bozo starting some crap because his speculation. He wants to believe his own speculation. Turns out Michael Strahan is a guy who's very proud of our military. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, C4. I just seen your comment. And then I wanted to come on and talk about the Tyson fight. You knew I was gonna come on here and talk about Tyson, but I'm gonna let y'all go. Yo, C4, that's what's up. It's good to see a new username in here. Barbara, you already know. Much love. I'm gonna send out that package to you on Monday, so that this way, when my son goes back to school, because my son is off the hook on the weekdays. I can't get out the house too much. But on Monday, I'm going to send you the package. You're going to dig it. If I send it on Monday, you should be having it by like Wednesday or Thursday. Have a great night, y'all. God bless. Yeah, nice to meet you too, C4. God bless you guys, man. Much love.